Hi, welcome to the Gen X Glam and Gab channel here on YouTube. It is great to see everyone, whether you're new, whether you're coming back. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know there are a lot of choices out there and you're hanging out with me, my tiny little corner of YouTube where I do a little bit of glam and a little bit of gab. I'm super excited. We're going to get right into this video because it's one I've wanted to do for some time. I want to do a get ready with me using a full face of super minis or samples. If you're tracking my channel, you know I'm a collector, right? My story started off with, I'm having a midlife makeup crisis and I'm going to try everything and bring you along for the journey. Now that started a couple years ago and I am well into this journey, and now I really have found in the different categories of beauty in the space, the kind of products I like to use on my vintage skin, and I'm just collecting them. So one of the other things that I like to collect are samples. I'm a sucker for a give with purchase, and I'm a sucker for let me order from someplace that's going to give me samples. So we're going to get into it. Some of the samples I'm going to use are samples that I have full-size products on, which I'm like really excited because I know how they're going to work. And some of the other ones I have no idea. So we're just going to find out together. First impressions. I've got all my tools out. I feel like we're going to really need these guys because I got cut into some stuff. Full disclosure, I opened a lot of the packaging, before I came on because I didn't want to waste time, but I saved like the bigger packaging that these puppies came in so I can show you. Most of my skincare is down. I'm going to finish off my skincare with using some vitamin enriched face base from Bobbi Brown. Just if you're new to the channel, or if you haven't watched for a while, I pulled the trigger and I bought this thing in the full size. I bought several of these tiny little mini travel deluxe, whatever you want to call them, at a makeup warehouse sale in Ottawa a couple of years ago. And when I got to almost the bottom of this, I panicked. And why am I panicking? I have plenty other choices, I do. But I really do like this stuff. It was a lady at the checkout counter, and I know, I'm sorry if you've heard this story before. I'm just like, this is for those that haven't heard the story. The lady, there was next to a lady at the checkout counter, and she's like, this is the best moisturizing primer base I've ever had. And I don't know, something about her made her look trustworthy. So I was like, all right, whatever. Threw some in my cart, gave some away, kept some, and now I've got a full size. It's 50 mil. I consider 50 mil a full size. That didn't take me a while to get through. I'm super excited about it because I don't, like many of you probably I'm not into the primers. And so, give me a base, a moisturizing base, because we all know we got to have some really good skincare laid down, especially on our vintage skin. Those of us with vintage skin where it's a little less tight, a little less hydrated. We need all the assist that we can get. So anyway, I dig it. I dig that moisturizer, vitamin enriched base. All right, now I'm going to go in if I can get any out. Oh, good. I thought I was going to have to cut this. This is some of my GRWM under eye cream. Really, really like it. I didn't realize I had this much left in this sample. I'm running low on those. I'm so sad because I'm not in Canada anymore. I'm not, just a stone throw away from a Shoppers Drug Mart where I can run over and, get some samples and plus up on my GRWM. So I'm going in all the areas with that under eye cream. This is from the Orchidee, not sure how you pronounce it, Imperial Collection from GRWM. Just really nice thin under eye cream. I have bought it in the full size in the 20 mil. Well, using PC Optimum points, okay, cashed in on reward points. I just like to put whatever under eye cream, honestly, that I'm using for, get when I'm setting my skin in all the delicate areas, in the nose contour, in the lip contour, up here at the very base of my hairline where I have some very thin hair, definitely under the eyes, on the lids. All right, the skincare is skinning. I don't have a lot of samples, makeup samples to use, honestly, so that's why I'm dedicating some time to finishing off my skincare. One last thing I want to go in with in the skincare family, and then we're going to get to some makeup. This is the Enhancing Lash and Brow Serum from e.l.f. It is really fun, very, very mini. I feel like it falls in the mini category. Look at this fine little brush, and I don't have any brow pigmented or lash products, which, doesn't really, I do like to touch up my brows with some sort of, brow gel or micro tipped brow pencil. but I don't normally do, you know, a ton in the lash area, in the waterline area, just because I have the bad habit of always touching my face. And so I have yet to find, you know, that holy grail. I've found some products that are close, but that holy grail product that's just gonna not smudge, just not gonna not smudge when I'm all up in there messing with it. All right, let's let that sink in a little bit. Oh, I want to plug my current giveaway. I'm calling it the Road to 1K giveaway because I'm trying to get between now and when I go on vacation and have physical access to the US Post Office, because if you're new to my channel, I'm beaming in from Stockholm, Sweden. That's where I'm currently living and hanging out here with you from. And but I'm going in July. In July, I'll be going back to the USA. I'll be going to the US Post Office and I'm mailing out this giveaway. So between now and then, this is a progressive giveaway. I'm trying to get that video that hits closest to 100K views. You're helping me get there, my fellow community members. We're trying to get, you know, up and on the views going on. And so as a reward to the community for participating in that journey with me, I have this epic giveaway. I am going to link in this video description sort of like the fuller unbox of that so you can see what's going on. But then I've also decided that every video I do leading up to when I actually leave, I'm going to add another product to the giveaway to make it fully progressive and to keep it exciting and relevant. So the product I'm adding to the giveaway overall boxes I have set over here to my left is a Rare Beauty body spray. I think you can use this in your hair too. So that's going in the giveaway bin. Stay tuned for the next video to see what we're going to have going on. All right, let's get into some concealer, some lippy, and then some warm up the face with some contoury, powdery sample. And that's about all I have. That's like about, I mean, I do have a lot of samples. I have mostly like skincare samples. Actually, I came up with some good stuff. Let's start with the concealer. This is from my favorite. Should I say my favorite concealer? Gosh, I'm so hesitant to ever say like, this is my favorite. Come on. This is top 5, top 3, top 2. Top 2, because I don't want to say it's number 1, but it's really close. And it's the Haus Labs concealers. Of the more expensive concealer brands that I own, I don't have 3 of any of them. And I do have 3 shades of the Haus Lab. I have 13, which is a light neutral. I have 06, which is fair rosy. And I have 04 fair neutral. I love these things. I love these things because, well, let me tell you, they have 20 plus skincare ingredients. Yes, they're known to be skin loving. They feel like skincare. They blend really nice, but they do have pigment. They do have staying power. It's that skin-like feeling. So here's what the sample I have came from. Here we go, Haus Labs. It is their Triclon Skin Tech Concealer. Now, the shade 04 Neutral, which is my shade, is in here. So I thought, all right, let's just, guys, we've never done one. I've always wanted to, actually, I think I did do a video once where it was just samples, but it was a really long time ago. So here it is. This is my normal, this is the one that I own in 04. Let's just put it on sort of the areas that I go in with. And like I said, the beauty about this formula is that it really is a nice base if you're not going to go in with a foundation. It just gives really nice coverage, but yet that skin like vibe. So you're not it's not feeling all cakey achy. This is the lightest shade that it came in, so I am going to try and pat this under eye. Look at all of that. I'm just getting off the top. I haven't even really dug in to this guy yet. So let me get out I got a lot of tools out for this video. I don't know if I'll use them all, but that is actually a lot of product, more than I would normally use in one take, honestly. So I have to figure out how to put the top back on this thing. I hope it sticks back on. I have so much more left in there. And I have another one of these. I've had 2 of these. All right, let's see. The top of it, hopefully it doesn't dry out. All right, let's go into the next one, 11 neutral. Now that's potential for me because remember I think I said I had 13. I have 13 light. So let's see what 11 is. I was actually thinking of adding a 4th shade to my collection. So let's see what this 11 is. Now, you know, they say with concealer you want, ooh, I don't know, that looks a little bit too, maybe it's going to come off orangey. You want your lighter ones, or your, if you have my kind of skin tone, your lighter pinkish ones, rosy ones, to peachy, to go kind of like in the areas of your face you want to brighten up. And then you want another one that's closer to your actual skin tone for the actual concealing. So let's just see. Well, that's not too bad, actually. That's not too bad. I can dig that. Let's go a bit above my jawline here. And gosh, I had in my samples, there's an Armani, and it looked nice, but it was foundation. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna need foundation because I know what these samples, or what the formula from the Haus Labs concealer is. When knowing that, I knew that I wouldn't really need to go in, it would provide enough of a base. That's where I'm going. I felt like that was all in like super slow motion getting that out. All right, that's what we're doing. We got to speed this up. Let's put me on 1.5, guys. We need to get this base down, but I'm not done with that 11 yet. I want to use it to warm up my face a little bit. I don't have any, like, I have this powder sort of bronzer from Benefit. I actually do have this too in a mini. The packaging is really cute. They make blushes too from this collection from Benefit, but that's what we're going to use to truly warm up our face after I feel like the base is good enough. We could get into this 42 medium deep neutral and see if that can give us some warmth in the areas where I would normally go in with my cream bronzer. Let's just get into it. Let's give it a try. I don't know. Let's very delicate, very delicate. Let's go down here. Wow, that's a little bit deep for me, but because it's, like I said, I don't know why I'm talking to the side of my mouth. Like I said, because this is a skin, care product. It's not a skincare product. Because they market it like it is, because it blends so well into your skincare and it has so many skin care loving ingredients. I think that we can get this, even though it looks a little bit deep, I think we can get this to blend out. Look at, I got out like a mini, oh my goodness, a mini beauty blender to go with the theme of this video. I don't think that that's doing us any justice. I don't think that's helping me though. I think I need to go in. This is one where I'm going to get my hands dirty, my friends. I need to get this really wet. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad I'm using my hands, because like a brush would not work in this case. My whole face just got warmth. I just warmed that thing right up, didn't I? All right, I love it. I actually love it a lot. And I know at home you're trusting the process. And like I can usually pull it off, can usually make most of the magic happen, no matter how, but I was going to say, no matter how bad I screw up. And to overcorrect, too much warmth, too much rouge, you can always go back in with one of your light concealers, which is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to dip back in, and all we have to do is where I feel like I went a little bit overboard, we're just going to go in with it. We're just going to go in. Wow, that is so much coverage for just little dotty dots. Unbelievable. Actually, the one that I went in with here, this was the darker one, number 11. like the darker of the neutrals. It was the number 4 that was my lightest and brightest. So I meant to use that. But if you're new to the channel, I don't do any do-overs. So we just kind of keep rolling. All right, let me go in with that lighter one. Right in here, right down under the chin, and back up here in the forehead area, down the center. Those are all the places I wanna lighten and brighten a little bit with that shade 4. Shade 4 is really nice. I'm running low on shade 4, so maybe instead of buying a new shade, because I think I might have found the 3 shades that are good for me. I like my 13 over this 11, tell you the truth. It's a little bit deeper, the 13, and deeper in a good way. And I like the number 4 a lot in the light to give me that brightness. And I love the 06, the Rosy Rose. So I think out of all those that I just mentioned, I know my 4 is running very low. All right, that's all. I feel like that's all we're gonna do. I have several more left. That sample, I'm looking around for it, it's right in front of me, came with six shades. But look at the range though that this collection from Haus, I'll lean in, look at the range that this offers. It's fantastic. I really like it. Like I said, I'm not committing it to number 1, okay? But I'm like this close. I am this close. I don't know why I'm just not saying it's my favorite concealer that I own, that I've tried. Okay, let's go. Let's go. What did I not get into? I feel like this gave us plenty of base. I didn't get into my little Guerlain Parul Gold. Like this is a foundation. It is a nice shade match for me. Let me just blend it out. It is quite matte. It is very matte. Let's just go on the innards of my chin, or of my cheek rather, and pat it in there. That's where I carry a fair amount of my redness. So I don't need this all over my face, but maybe just in the areas where I do tend to have some redness that I want to kind of matte out, if you will. All right, there we go. There we go. Well, might as well get the rest off. I'm not one, waste not, want not, my friends. All right, how am I going to warm up my face? So yeah, you got a base down. Fantastic. That's all. I'm looking at this. Is that all I'm going to be able to work with? No. Let's just bust into the lippy. Let's bust into the lippy before too much time gets away from us. The brand I'm working with here is Yves Saint Laurent. Sent me a nice little 4 shades of lippy. It's like a high shine gloss, and came with this cute tiny little cute brush that's actually feels like really nice. It feels like a very nice quality small blush. So I was thinking of going with the nude, but there's also a watermelon, there's a showcasing nude, and there's a healthy glow plumper. That's the plumper there. Plumper, is it going to give me the tingles? I thought like I could use that plumper as like a highlighter to give like a balm and maybe on my cheeks, but I don't want any tingles. All right, we're going to go in and we're going to use just the first one, which is the nude. I thought that I could use sort of the deeper shade. Maybe I'll use that shade right there. If it's not too glossy, I don't know what this formula is like. I thought I could use it as a blush. Right? I thought I could get it going as a blush to give us some, so if it's not too icky sticky, here it is. I'm going to go in with a Q-tip. Yeah, I think it's not too icky sticky. I think we can use this as a blush. This was my plan anyway. I thought, if anything, it would just be, oh, it's a little bit patchy. I thought it would be dewy, and oh my gosh, it is dewy. Wow, this is thick. This is so much thicker than I anticipated. I really need to work this out all across the bridge of my nose. I have still a little bit left. Let's get over the bridge. Let's take this over the bridge, and we're going to go in with this whole like cheek sort of dewy flush. That's nice. That's really nice. Let me lean in. It's really nice. I feel like I need a little bit on my forehead though. Oh my gosh. Now let's put it on the lips. Let's see what it looks like on the lips. Feels really nice. Wow. This feels really nice. I only have this one sample packet of 4. And I don't think I'm going to open up any of the other ones because this feels like I'm failing the luxe. So I don't want to waste any of it, but we are going to use it on the lips, and we're going to use it to help me get that monochromatic look that I like to get going on a lot of the time. I don't want to say it's my signature because I don't feel like I'm by nowhere near being like a guru. So I feel like gurus are the only ones that can have like a signature look. Hello, me from Gen X Glam and Gab. I don't think I can have a signature look, but if I did have a signature look, it would definitely be, you know, what they call in our space the clean girl look, because I'm not going in for that full beat. Never have, probably never will. I do think that a full beat, no matter your age, ages you. And I've never really been into that when it comes to my makeup, putting on makeup to look older. Now that I am older, definitely not. But even when I was younger, that just wasn't, I didn't have that desire. I wasn't going for that look. All right, so now we've got some setting powder. This is really exciting. This is from Laura Mercier, who is known to have really nice setting powders. Before we go into setting powder, let's use this. Let's see how pigmented this is. Let me tell you, I've wanted to do this video for so long, my friends, but I don't know. I feel like it's kind of out there. All right, here we go. I tore off I need an angled brush for this. I have, well, angled brush would be ideal, but I decided to pull out my Charlotte Tilbury sort of bronzer brush. I don't even know if this is picking up anything. I think it is. Look, I wonder how much I got. But yeah, I think it picked up. It's a good thing I decided to go on my hand first. All right, let's go underneath all of this dewy dew and get this face a little bit warmed up. That's pretty nice, actually. I have a couple more of these I can use. These are great for travel, you know, especially if it's just like a one-nighter. I have 2 more of these. I can take this with me, and I can put this back on, I think, because I'm not even going to use all of this. I feel like the test of knowing if you used it all is when you hit the white base there. And I have not even come close to doing that on this sample. So definitely waste not, want not in this case. I think I have a fair amount of something going on, considering I have just been using samples to get there. All right, we are going to go in with that setting powder, but I don't think I need to. I was thinking on the setting powder, I would open up sort of the deeper shade one at the end to get a little bit more of what I just achieved here with the Benefit Hoola. But I'm feeling like I got that bronzy sun-kissed look just from a little bit of this. Very nice. All right, well, I'm gonna save. I think we could do another video. I could do another video using samples. What do you think? And then I can bust into some of these other ones, or I just toss them into a regular get ready with me. Oh dear, I got a little. God, I'm making a mess. I'm making a mess. So I guess the whole point of my making this video kind of is I'm going to go in with the lightest color. I got translucent honey, and translucent deep medium. The whole point of making this video, I guess, is to say, like, you know, you can find out, the samples, I've always said, samples and minis are the best way to figure out if you want to commit and go in and put a full-size product in your collection. All right, so look at how cute this is. They were very thoughtful. I just need a top. I was thinking, I didn't know if this was going to be like peel this off and it was just going to be boom the powder. So I kind of grabbed like one of my empties. This is a Charlotte Tilbury empty. I think that's too big. This is an empty from the soaps that I use to clean my brushes from e.l.f. The Clean Queen Solid Brush and Sponge Cleanser. All right, let's just use the top and put that in. Oh, there's still plenty left. Laura Mercier is known to have really nice setting powders. All right, let's just go in with a little bit of it underneath. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Let's go in up here. I do like to use setting powder on my lids because I tend not to do a lot with the lids. Just as you saw me, like whatever powder bronzer I'm using for the day is usually what goes on the lids. Very very neutral, very understated. And then I usually go on my lids with whatever setting powder I'm using for the day. All right, this is very nice. I like it. It was the lightest one. It was the translucent. Now I'm not a big, you know, my favorite setting powder tends to be my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless filter in the compact, but I have been, and I'm almost gone with this one. This from NYX Wonder Snatch in Cherry Blossom, the pinkish pinks. I've been getting a little bit into the pinkish pinks setting powders as well. Really do like that NYX one almost all the way through it. But I will say this. I will say this. Teacher told me when I took the course on the immersion course a couple years ago, the 3-day immersion course in Ottawa on doing your makeup, teacher said that the powders are what's giving you the longevity, right? It's not necessarily the creams. The only cream we used in makeup school, beauty school, the beauty academy was the concealers, the color correctors, and foundation. And the rest, all the rest of the colors that warmed up the face, that colored the face, all of it was powder, because teacher said powder is where it's at if you want that long staying power. All right, this was the smallest like setting spray I could find. I think it's the smallest that Charlotte Tilbury does give out. This is, and I got this as like a gift with purchase. So this isn't even, I don't even think they sell this size on the website. This is just her Airbrush Flawless, speaking of setting spray. Very nice. All right. How did I do? Oh, wait, no, I had one more thing. This is the miniest lash and brow product that I have from the brand Blink. It's a tubing brow juice, and I am gonna be leaving after I do this video, and I do like to touch up my brows a little bit, so I'm gonna go in with it. I don't know if this one actually was too big. Maybe. I hope I didn't just cheat. I made it all the way to the end, and I hope I just didn't ruin it. You let me know in the comments. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're well. I hope your family's well. Thanks for hanging out. Give me some comments. That's how you need to comment and be subscribed to the channel and be in USA or Canada to be eligible for this giveaway. Again, check out all the rules in the link video in the description. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.